Hey people, it's Michael Kostroff. One of the things I love about doing these videos is that I talk about a lot of different things. Sometimes it's auditioning, sometimes it's kind of mindset stuff that's an overused word. Sometimes it's acting technique, sometimes it's, keeping your head together for this for this long journey through an acting career. But I do teach an acting class, and I find that I'm learning more about acting from teaching than maybe I ever did. And one of the things that has become clearer and clearer as I've taught acting is it's what I call make a case for your character. But I need to unpack that for you. So sometimes I'll say to an actor, well, tell me about the role you're playing. And they'll say, well, he's a real sleazeball. And I'll say, okay, would he say he's a real sleazeball? Oh, well, no. Oh, she's a bitch. Okay, would she describe herself that way? And sometimes the answer is, oh yeah, she definitely would say, yeah, I'm a bitch. But most often, like a Karen doesn't describe herself as a Karen. A racist doesn't describe himself as a racist. The character's awareness is different. So what I've started to think about is that part of the work that we do in studying our scenes, studying our text, studying the circumstances and the objectives and all the stuff that we should be studying when we are approaching an acting assignment, we have an interesting task. And one is the objective point of view of reading the script and understanding what that character's job is in the story, why they're there, how they are meant to be perceived, what their storyline is. And then you need to make sure that you work on the subjective point of view from inside the character, from behind the eyes of the character, and think about how they would describe themselves in the world, what they think is going on. Very often people who are manipulative would go, I'm not being manipulative. They don't think of themselves as that way at all. So as the actor, you have to go, okay, I see my character is manipulating, but that's only one step in the process, because then you have to turn around and get behind the character's eyes and be like, I'm not at all doing that. And I love that. I love the detective work, and I love the construction of the character's inner life as well as the actor's understanding of what's happening in the scene. So when I say make a case for your character, most of the time, most characters believe that they're just fine, that they're not doing anything wrong, and that it's everybody else's problem. I think most characters would give themselves a break. And some would say, I'm awful, I'm awful, I'm terrible. And that's unusual. And that's the characters, that's the correct point of view in that case. So I hope that you will, and by the way, this is all stuff that I think we're skipping over a lot as we prepare our self-tapes. I think we're starting the camera and diving in instead of doing the acting work, which you are probably only going to get to do for the audition, because you're probably not getting picked for the role because they're seeing between 100 and 500 actors for every part. So don't miss the fun. That should be another video. But I'm very sort of percolated and, as Larry Moss says, carbonated by this idea of making sure that I have formed the subjective point of view as well as the objective point of view when I'm thinking about what the character is like. What would he or she say he's like? I think that's an important question to ask. I hope this is helpful. I'm fascinated by this. I hope you are too, and I'm interested to hear what you think. So let's have a talk about it. All right, friends, I will see you next week with more ideas on one of the many, many topics in and around life as an actor. Thanks for joining me. See you then. Bye.